Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adinda Mutiara Maharani. I'm from PBI 1 2018. I'm going to answer a TEFL question, and the first question is, please mention and explain briefly the components of communication process. The components of communication process, first is context. Communication is affected by the context in which it takes place. This context may be physical, social, chronological, or cultural. Every communication process with context, and the sender chooses the message to communicate within a context. And the second is sender or encoder. Sender or encoder is the person who sends the message. A sender make use of symbols such as words, graphic, or visual aids to convey the message and produce the required response. A sender may be an individual or a group or an organization. The verbal and non-verbal symbols chosen are essential in ascertaining interpretation of the message by the recipient in the same terms as intended by the sender. And the third is message. Message is a key idea that the sender wants to communicate. It is a sign that elicits the response of recipient. Communication process begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. It must be ensured that the main objective of the message is clear. And the fourth is medium. Medium is a means used to exchange or transmit the message. The sender must choose an appropriate medium for transmitting the message. The choice of appropriate medium of communication is essential for making the message effective and correctly interpreted by the recipient. For instance, written medium is chosen when a message has to be conveyed to a small group of people, while an oral medium is chosen when spontaneous feedback is required from the recipient as misunderstandings are cleared then and there. And the fifth, recipient or decoder. A recipient or decoder is a person for whom the message is intended or targeted. The degree to which the decoder understands the message is dependent upon various factors such as knowledge of recipient, their responsiveness to the message, and the reliance of encoder on decoder. And the last is feedback. Feedback is the main component of communication process as it permits the sender to analyze the efficacy of the message. It helps the sender in confirming the correct interpretation of message by the decoder. And the second question is, why do humans need a language? Because humans need a language as a means of communication. Humans as social beings always need a language is one of the vital tools in shaping society. Humans communicate to achieve their goals and to meet their needs. Through language, humans can express their ideas, opinions, and feelings to other people or other groups. In its role as a means of communication, language cannot be separate from human life. Because without language, humans will find it difficult to communicate or interact between individuals or groups. The third question, please give your opinion about the periods such as Dutch period, Japanese period, and independence period of English teaching in Indonesia. Which one do you think the best English teaching period? Okay, in my opinion, the Dutch period is a period when foreign language education, especially English, is taught very well and effectively. And for Japanese period, in my opinion, is a time when there is no freedom in learning foreign languages such as Dutch and English, where the education system has also turned radical. Because Japan prohibits languages other than Japanese and Indonesian. This makes it very difficult for foreign languages to share a place in society as another medium of communication. And for in the independence period, I think at the beginning of this period, most English classes were basically grammar classes. Reading was not overly emphasized, and teachers paid almost no attention to speaking and writing because they were not very good at the skills themselves. And in my opinion, of these three periods, the best in teaching English is the Dutch period because at this time English became a compulsory subject which was given 3 or 4 times a week. Textbooks and supplementary reading are abundant, so students can improve their English skills quickly by reading a number of books. As a result, students can speak, read, and write English very well. The fourth question is, in your opinion, what is the status of English compared to Indonesian nowadays? In my opinion, Indonesia's existence today is starting to erode due to the presence of English, which is an international language. This fact can be proven when Indonesians communicate globally, they still use foreign languages, especially English. As in early childhood education, in this decade, there began to be a number of entry-level schools offering fully speaking English or learning facilities using the fully English language of instruction. The position of Indonesian and English was compared with the variables of language power, language attractiveness, and language stress. And in my opinion, the comparison shows that almost all lines of position in English are superior to Indonesian. And there is nothing wrong with studying and using English in everyday life, but I also hope that the current generation will not forget Indonesian as our mother tongue. And the last question, please explain briefly about the functions of English in Indonesia. English as an international language in Indonesia has a function in a range of fields such as politics, diplomacy, international trade and industry, commerce, science and technology, education, the media, information technology, and popular culture. And the example are in economics and business, like multinational business with international office must have staffs who can work in English. In international relations, diplomats may learn a number of languages during their careers, but when it proves impossible to learn the language of a country, then English may be used as a lingua franca. English also dominates global television and radio broadcasting in the media. And then in education, a large proportion of the scientific papers published in all subjects are in English. English is also increasingly used as a medium of instruction in schools and universities. And in international travel and safety, English is the language used for navigation at sea and for air traffic control. Okay, I think that's all. Let's say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.